Hello, my name is Polly Williams. I am going to share about our Adventure Outpost trip with the freshman guys, girls, and sophomore guys. We went up to Adventure Outpost, which is a camp next to Fort Wilderness. We had a group of 12 students and 7 leaders. Work projects were splitting wood and making firewood for Fort for the coming years. We would do spreading wood chips on trails. There was a lot of deep cleaning going on up at main camp. We did cleaning, like cleaning tents and packing up tents, shutting down areas that were no longer going to be used this summer. Different things that we did during free time would be like swimming or archery, throwing tomahawks, just outdoor fun, and the students just had a really good time connecting, building their relationships, and learning to work together as a team. There was team building activities that really was helpful to expose group dynamics and help them to see where they could get to working better as a youth group. The theme this summer is Jesus is Worth It. So that was what our devotions were about and our Bible study and group discussions. The guys would lead us. They took turns leading us in our group devotions as a large group, and we would talk about the passage that we had studied that morning. After large group devotion time, we would break into our small groups. It was typically about 3 students and 2 leaders, and we would have another set of questions where we could go deeper and get more personal. I think that the biggest impact that we saw in this group was that they got to know one another better. We got to see how Jesus was worth it. Jesus is worth killing our sin. Jesus is worth obeying when we have to do something that we don't want to do. Jesus is worth it through life's trials and hard things. It was a really impactful time for this group to be able to grow closer to Christ, to be able to grow closer to one another, and to be able to serve and put others first in oftentimes circumstances that weren't really comfortable. So it turned out to be a really good trip.
My favorite part of Outpost this year was small group time and being able to connect with my group, and we were able to have some really good discussions.
My favorite part of the trip was probably the worship, and the reason for that is just probably because just seeing how I guess no one really cares just how they sound, just because everyone is singing to God.
Worship at the Ridge, it was just so pretty up there, and I really like the small groups.
When I focus on the return of Christ, my actions will begin to show that.
A lot of people on this trip struggle through trials and tribulations, and they encourage me to keep going through my personal problems that I'm working with, and they really got to know people in the group.
Near sunset, we would always go up to a campfire that's by the lake, and we would just sing songs and listen to a life story, and it was really encouraging because it was just us, a guitar, our voices, and it felt like we were really close to God.